and welcome to our English News edition. These are the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extends condolences to his Italian counterpart following the death of the former President, Giorgio Napolitano. On the sidelines of the works of the 78th General Assembly of the UN, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, had several meetings. The official kickoff of the 2023-2024 university year was given this Saturday in Galma, where the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Kamal Badari, presided over the official ceremony at the 8th of May 1945 University. The Secretary General of the Ministry of National Defense, Major General Mohammed Salah bin Bisha, supervised on Saturday the opening ceremony of the multi-component chemical emergency response capacity building exercise entitled Chemics Africa. Those were today's major headlines. First of all, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, sent on Saturday a message of condolences to his Italian counterpart, Sergio Mattarella, following the death of the former President of the Italian Republic, Giorgio Napolitano. Quote, "Your Excellency, Mr. President of the Republic of Italy, Sergio Mattarella, it is with great sorrow that I have received the news of the death of the former President of the Republic of Italy, Giorgio Napolitano. In this painful circumstance, I extend to Your Excellency, to the family of the late, and to the friendly Italian people, my sincere condolences and express my deepest sympathy, wishing you patience and consolation. Please accept, Your Excellency, Mr. the President, my deep feelings of consideration and respect." End of quote. On the sidelines of the works of the 78th General Assembly of the UN, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, had an intense activity, in particular a series of meetings with several of his counterparts. More details with Rania Bahri.
Intense activity of the Foreign Affairs Minister and the National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, during the 9-day session of the Arab-African Mixed Commission, were a ministerial meeting of high importance to promote joint cooperation between the Arab League and the African Union in order to guarantee the interests of the Arab and African peoples, and this within the framework of preparations for the next Arab-African Summit planned next November in Jeddah. I would like to recall on this occasion that Algeria strives to make this cooperation a model and priority between the two regions in favor of solid and lasting partnership for the economic and social development of these populations. Subsequently, the head of Algerian diplomacy met with the foreign ministers of Belgium, Netherlands, Oman, Yemen, Eritrea and Venezuela. Attaf also met with the United States ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas-Greenfield. The minister also received several senior officials from international organizations, such as the Special Envoy of ECOWAS, the Secretary General of the Arab League, as well as the Special Envoy of the European Union. These meetings were an opportunity to review bilateral relations between Algeria and these different world institutions, to exchange views on key issues such as security and development in the region.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, attended in New York a ministerial meeting of the representatives of the 5 countries to be non-permanent members of the UN Security Council, starting from the next January 1st, and which are Algeria, the Republic of Korea, Slovenia, Sierra Leone and Guyana. The foreign ministers of the 5 countries discussed issues relating to the preparations for membership of the Security Council, as well as ways of coordinating and cooperating with the other non-permanent members of the Council. And this Saturday marks the official kickoff of the 2023-2024 university year. The Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Kamal Badari, presided over the official ceremony in Galma province at the 8th of May 1945 University, where he held a conference under the theme of an innovative university for developed Algeria. The Secretary General of the Ministry of National Defense, Major General Mohammed Salah bin Bisha, supervised on Saturday the opening ceremony of the multi-component chemical emergency response capacity building exercise entitled Chemics Africa, and which is intended for representatives of the states taking part in this convention on the prohibition of chemical weapons in the African region. More details with Rania Al-Bahri again.
This regional event, hosted by Algeria in collaboration with the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons during the period of September 23rd to October 4th, 2023, will be hosted by national instructors and foreigners and under supervision of international observers and evaluators. This event aims to strengthen the response capacities of African states parties to chemical emergencies and to consolidate the technical support of the OPCW between specialists from the states parties to the CIAC belonging to different regional communities in Africa. In this context, the Secretary General of the National Defense Ministry highlighted the leading role of our country since its accession to the Organization of the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons and played an active role in its capacity as member of the Executive Council of the organization in strengthening the position of Africa and the defense of its interests by consolidating its capacities in various aspects relating to the application of the Convention. On the sidelines of this event, the first of its kind in Algeria and Africa, advanced training in intervention protocols of chemical attack or incident with the use of sophisticated means of recognition, detection, sampling, decontamination and medical evacuation, in addition to a simulation exercise of a chemical terrorist attack carried out by African trainees. It should be noted that Algeria is actively participating in this event through all the entities concerned, such as the National People's Army, Civil Defense and National Security, in addition to the Ministries of Industry and Energy of the various research centers and specialized laboratories.
And to promote and develop digital platforms, the Content Creators Camp kicked off on Saturday in the International Center of Conferences, Abdulatif Rahal, a camp during which more than 200 content creators will receive courses in order to improve their skills. And in a press release, the Minister of Communication has announced that his sector has completed the draft organic law for journalists, which will be presented to the General Secretariat of Government, highlighting that the card of professional journalists should have its own special law. We received today the sad news of the death of our colleague Hafid Ben Nasser, the director of photography for the Algerian television. Following this tragic news, the Director General of Algerian television presents on his own behalf and on behalf of all the company's employees his sincere condolences to the family of the late, praying God to welcome him into his vast paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. In agriculture, the concerned minister, and after consultations with the Veterinary National Authority, decided to cease immediately the import of cattle and beef coming from France. The decision was taken after the appearance of EHD in the French territory, and which was reported by the concerned sanitary authorities. The Monetary and Banking Council has just adopted a regulation draft on the conditions for authorizing, setting up, approving and operating modes of exchange offices, a move designed to create the right conditions to encourage the deployment of a vast national network in these offices. The activities of these offices will include a number of operations, in particular those relating to exchange rights of allowance for the benefit of residents for tourist or professional trips abroad, notably study and training expenses. This rule is the first in a series of texts implementing the Monetary and Banking Acts and will be promulgated. In the framework of combating illegal immigration, the Anti-Illegal Immigration Force of the State Department of Judicial Police of Anti-Mushint Province thwarted in 2 operations attempts of smuggling migrants by sea, while 70 people got arrested following these operations. New developments concerning the Sahrawi cause. Pedro Sanchez has reserved his support for the so-called autonomy plan proposed by the Moroccan occupier. Speaking from the podium of the United Nations in New York, he affirmed his country's support for a political solution acceptable to both parties. This marks a clear turnaround in the face of the Makhzen regime. That was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.